Welcome, class. Today, we're going to be learning about this word average. It's a word I'm sure that you have heard before. And in math, sometimes it's called mean, not to be confused with a mean face or a mean person, but a mathematical term that means flattening numbers out. So to illustrate this, to show you what that means, I've got some water in 3 beakers here. These are big beakers. This one contains 1 liter of water. This one contains 2 liters of water, and this one has 3 liters of water. The question I'm going to try to answer here is, what is the average amount of water between these 3? Now, average means flattening out. So to flatten out these 3 numbers, 1, 2, and 3, I'm going to raise up the 1 and lower the 2. And the 2 in the middle here will sort of play a role as well. But to flatten them out, I want to see what would happen if I made it so they all had the same amount of water, which means this one would have to come up and this one would have to come down. So to do that, the first step I'm going to take, so I'm going to pour all 3 pitchers of water, all 3 beakers of water together into 1 beaker to fill one up with all the water. In math, that would look like 1 plus 2 plus 3, and you can see that down here. When I've poured them all together, it will look something like this. I've poured beaker 1 and beaker 2 and 3 together, and how much water do I have total now that I've poured all of them together? Can you see here how much water I have? Well, 1 plus 2 plus 3 equals 6. And you can see that illustrated in this beaker at the bottom. Now that I've done that, to see how much water I'll have if I pour an even amount in each one of them, I'm going to pour those 6 liters evenly back into my 3 containers. So I filled a little into each at a time, and filled them until they each were full with those 6 liters distributed throughout the 3 of them here. And what I did is I divided my 6 liters into these 3 beakers. So how many beakers did I have? I had 3 beakers. That was the number of beakers I had. And how much is in each one? You can see here there's 2 liters of water in each beaker. So just to review, the steps I took is I added all of the numbers I had, this number and this number and this number, and I divided by the number of numbers. There are 3 of them, so I divided by 3. If you want to write that down, it looks something like this. Step 1, add the numbers, and 2, divide by the number of numbers. How many numbers are there? Let's try another example here for practice. This will be a good one for you to try in your math notebooks. So if you want to take some notes, go ahead and pause and write this down. And if you want to solve this next one on your own, go ahead and write down. You don't have to write average number of pets, but you'll want to write down some of these numbers here. So here we have the number of pets that a few teachers at J.J. Hill have. Jeff has 5 pets, Anna has 4 pets, Bob has 2 pets, and Judy has just 1 pet. So remember, step 1 is add the numbers. So go ahead and try this on your own. Try following steps 1 and 2 on your own and see how it goes. Now, before you do, though, maybe it'll be helpful to just define one thing. What is the number of numbers? So how many numbers are there? What that means is take a look at this series of numbers and just count. 1, 2, 3, 4. The number of numbers is 4. That's how many numbers there are. There's a 5 and a 4 and a 2 and a 1. There's 4 numbers altogether. So if I'm following these steps, first I'll add the numbers together, and then I'll divide that number by 4. Go ahead and try that on your own. Unpause when you're done, and you can see how I solve this problem. All right, if you're done with this, I'll go ahead and solve, and we'll see see if I come out with the same answer as you. So 5 plus 4, that's 9. And 9 plus 2, that's 11. And 11 plus 1, that's 12. So 5 plus 4 plus 2 plus 1 equals 12. And to find the mean, or the average, we divide 12 by 4. 12 divided by 4 is 3. So the average number of pets that Jeff, Anna, Bob, and Judy have is 3. That's the number of pets that would be most in the middle, or if you were to level these out, it's the number that you would get from these 4 numbers. So you'll be practicing this a little bit on your own today, and this is a fun thing to do to collect information, like, for example, what are the number of pets of people in your class, or how tall are the people in your household, or things like that. There's lots of fun ways you can follow this work up. But do make sure to let us know if you have any questions, and good luck with your work.